it's all in the hands of the control of things. So we trying to figure out how we can look back in our lives and see how things was.
Now, I'll start off, but growing up, when it comes to myself, the kids, we was always out, right? In order to see a friend, you wasn't able to look on your phone, right? Because they wasn't available back then. You had to actually go to your friend's house. You could try to call them. Sometimes you get through, sometimes you won't, because if your friend is outside the house, they will never get the phone call. So you really had to physically either get on your bike or walk to your friend's house, right? Because we was too young to have cars. That right there is, believe it or not, it's exercise, right? So we was outside, opposed to, a lot of the kids today, they can just FaceTime their friends, no matter where they at. As long as they got access to their phone or iPad or their computer, whatever they might have, you could be sitting in your bedroom, FaceTime with your friend in their bedroom. So that activity level has come down big time in these days.
And you know what I was sitting there thinking about it? This gonna make you laugh, right? Like Big Shorty said, it's a difference. But watch this. When I rolled my window down the carpet, I was young, you had to roll it down. Now it's a push button. TV, you had to get to change the channel. Now it's a remote. Look how times have changed.
Yeah, well, call people on the landline.
Yeah, well, if people want to call in, they can do that. But I'm saying though, it's the little things that matter. I mean, like I said, everything is automatic for now. Like I said, roll the windows down, automatic car start. I mean, it's everything. Think of the little things.
Technology made you lazy.
Technology. Say it again.
Technology made you lazy.
Big time.
We did a mental health at the school. I'm not gonna say where. The kids' comprehension is crazy. We was giving away a raffle. We were talking about health. You know what I mean? And me and Ace was there together, and we put some competition up against the guys. Like do push-ups. And see who that went out. These guys couldn't get past 37 push-ups. It's high school kids. Now at school, 37 was nothing. It was nothing. So we watched that whole day going past, and we said, okay, sign your name and phone number on the raffle. I'm on the ticket. The blank ticket you keep to yourself. Don't want your name, you drop in the cup. Ace, tell what he did.
They was signing on the part that says ticket. Now where you put the information.
It's a shame when it's a little thing, but you ask them about that phone, whew, man, they will write it down, tell you how it works upside down, backwards, sideways, vertical, anything you want to know about it. You ask about conversation, whew, they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think technology, kids just communicate so much over the phone and through computer and they stop going outside. Ain't no more, you don't see kids playing kickball, baseball, just for fun, basketball really. If it ain't really through an athlete at school, you just don't see him in the parks like that no more. You don't see him just out throwing a football or a baseball or any of that.
Oh, no, they do. It's called a Madden.
Oh, on the video game. You're right. Yeah, on the video game.
It's called a Madden. But even with that, riding a bike, they don't ride a bike anymore. They don't ride scooters. They got battery operated scooters or some kind of, what do you call it now? E-bikes.
E-bikes.
Bro, they dudes, man, like they're obese. I hate to say it. Like I said, when we was at the school, we look around, you figure that school hold at least 500. That's on the low end. The after person that came through, they were obese. And matter of fact, let's talk about a little bit something else. Remember when we were to school that you had a dress code? Do I have no dress code? I see little girls with booty shorts on, boys with flip-flops on, hoods and scarves wrapped around their neck and head.
Different times, man.
I'm like, damn.
Now it's more like back in the day they somebody would say something to you. A teacher would say something to you, guidance counselor, even your principal might pull you to the side and be like, hey, you know what, you can't be wearing that.
Take it to your locker.
You better have them change your clothes, or they'll call your parents, tell them, hey, this person needs a change of clothes. Is it appropriate what they have on? Nowadays, it's probably more of a more friendlier type administration that's running the school. So they like, as long as the kid is here, as long as the kid is in class, we're not worried about what they wear. You know, and it could be through a list of things, man. Like the schools could have been sued, you know, for some type of freedom of speech violation or something like that, and whatever. But, you know, getting back to like the, you know, the physical fitness and everything and stuff, you know, I remember as a kid just playing outside. I'm talking about full on tackle football with no pads on, getting elbowed in the face, you know, getting all scuffed up.
Killing
You
them
know,
with the ball.
and in reality, it was fun to us, but it was building our character, you know, for later in life, which we didn't know at the time. But now when I look back on it, there's a lot of things I ran into in life, especially, you know, joining the military and everything and stuff, where it was like, it was just second nature to get dirty, to be in the woods, you know, to do all that stuff. But a lot of the kids nowadays, they not doing that, you know. Fist fights, even fist fights out in the street. You know, now you got kids pulling guns,
And now,
shooting each other.
and not only that, they point guns because that's that way of fighting. But how do you get so sensitive that you become a bully on the internet, on texting? I mean, for the love of me, I cannot see myself kill myself because somebody say you ain't nothing, you ain't this, you ain't that. They're words. I know words got meaning. I know I understand that part, but not on no, not for no text. I don't see who you are. I'm telling you, you ain't nothing. Living in California and you in New Jersey killing yourself because I said something to you.
Because the people nowadays take that social media very personal. Very personal. And okay, let's say somebody's bullying somebody online. That one person is not just seeing that. Everybody else that's friends with one of those two people is seeing it. So they feel like it's a personal attack and they taking it to heart. And they're allowing that to put them in a depressed state where they may even just commit suicide.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you said, if somebody, like you said, Facebook's open, every case may be, it's open, right? You put your page out there, somebody can see it because they're a friend, no friend, or somebody friend, on. It's like a domino effect. Somebody can see your page for somebody you don't know, who know that one person. Have to just glance over to your page. My thing is, if I see somebody come at you on your page, I'm there. I'm coming back at them. I'm beside you.
The issue is that they don't understand that platform exactly how it works. So they're taking it like this is actually like actual attack versus like it's just like someone.
Right.
It's no different.
It's a different mentality.
Right. And that's why I get it because we was growing up, we was right there, right? We was right there. They dealing so much with the mind so much that they don't know how to separate it. Or you ain't nothing. You're dumb. You're dumb. Like, I don't even know you, bro. Okay, you're dumb too. How about that?
Because they operate in so much over social media, people don't know how to. They become very thin-skinned. Because, like you said, back in the day, it would have been a group of us, and we'd have been playing the dozens, and somebody would have said, "Oh, you big head, you float away," or "Your mama's so fat," whatever. You learn to deal with that type of stuff. Now you get embarrassed on social media. It ain't even just your friends. I mean, it's your friends' friends. It's people you don't even know that'll jump into it and just add fuel to the fire, but they don't know how to take it. They don't know how to laugh at themselves. They don't know how to flip it. You know, a lot of times somebody do a joke on you. If you laugh with the joke and then come back with your own joke, then your feelings getting hurt. You know what I mean? Kids don't know how to do that nowadays.
But you know what? At the same time, I think also you learn from your parents or your whoever in your life at the time. Because I hear what you're saying, but for the love of me, like I said, because I'm grown in different time zones, so it's hard for me to grasp it. And I sat there and talked to a couple kids. Where was at the school? I talked to them, and they're so emotional. And then the teachers try to be their friend. When I was in school, the teacher won't try to be your friend.
I think the teachers is it's like everything else. They can't be as disciplined as they was when we was in school.
Right. It's a different mentality.
It's a different time. Because parents want to come act up because you telling their kid maybe they don't like because you being stern with them, not even disrespecting them or cussing them, just correcting them and being stern with them. Now the parent is coming up there mad at you. So I think what happens is the teachers just be like, you know what, I ain't got to deal with this. I just fall back and do the minimum.
Absolutely.
You know what though? And also along with that too, I noticed too when we came to pick the students up, because leaving out, the parents are young.
Oh
yeah.
The
parents are young where they can relate to. They still got that mentality of that's not my son, that's my daughter, that's my partner. You're not going to talk to them that way. I'm like big brother, big sister. So it's mentality is that also that the parents.
It's that discipline. The discipline it starts in the house. If a child is not going to respect their parent, how do you expect them to respect the teacher or anyone outside their house, right? Any adult that might be trying to tell them, hey, listen, you're doing the wrong thing. They ain't gonna listen to that person. They don't even listen to the parents in their house. But, again, getting back to this physical fitness and all this stuff, kids nowadays are just not moving how we moved back in the day. So we're finding that America is basically obese. Right? We got a lot of kids that are probably overweight, unhealthy, and that's how they live in their life.
It's a good thing that there's a bunch of kids in sports, and then the one gym, I'm saying names, they have that program during summer, kids can go work out. Mm-hmm. So gym and fitness is coming back. That's a big thing. Everybody likes to post online that they're in the gym doing their stuff, whatever, and getting promotions and different things, free clothes and stuff. But outside of that, everybody's not really doing nothing really.
Well, they've been pushing that for a few years now. I know the NFL was pushing, trying to get kids into football and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's been programs out there trying to get kids more active and off of social media, off the video games and things like that. But that's a tough battle because it's so easy to sit in a gamer's chair and talk to people on the headset from all around the world and play an exciting shooting game while you're sitting there eating cookies and milk.
And make money off of it.
And they're getting paid. Some of these
people for streaming.
And I do better than that. It's easy for a parent to say, here, take this game and sit there and check your butt down. So it started, 5, 6 years old. It take his wherever college,
it's earlier than that, man. The kid.
I'm saying though, it started young.
Here's an iPad.
If I said, here, take the iPad and go sit down, the kid be sitting looking all crazy.
It gotta be more balanced. You gotta,
have to be.
You can't get away from technology, but you gotta show them the other side. Like, hey, let's go outside and have some fun. Let's go get some fresh air. Let's not just sit in here and look at this screen, look at TV, to the video game.
Yeah, interested in the sports, something.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do.
Yeah, as well, there's a lot of factors with you get kids technology early. There's other effects to their mental.
It all ties in together, the physical with the mental, the way they handle themselves in life going forward. I mean, that's why so many of these kids is crazy and committing suicide and ready to take somebody else's life without even thinking about it because they don't even value themselves.
Yeah. Have you seen these videos where these people be taking these kids' phones away?
Taking their phones away. Oh,
yeah.
They go crazy.
Yeah, they be losing their damn mind out there.
Yeah. That's their contact to the world.
Yeah, because without that phone, they have no contact to nobody. And that's the funny, I'm glad you said that. When I asked these kids to put their phone number on the ticket, you know what they did? I said, what's wrong? I don't know my phone number. I said, wait, that's not it. I said, how long you had your phone? I said, how long you had your phone? I said, I'm serious. I said, you about the 8th kid that came across here and don't know your phone.
Because they don't need to know it. They don't need to know their phone. Who gonna ask them for their phone number? And anybody that asks them for their number, what they do with their phones now? They take their phone and they tap. They share their contact. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you had to remember what your phone number was, like we did, like the old school people. We had to remember, oh, my phone number is blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I bet you if you'd have asked them what their Instagram was or their TikTok was, they know that by heart because that's how a lot of kids communicate now. You meet a girl now, you don't ask her for a number, you ask her for her Instagram.
Yeah.
So you can follow her first.
Yeah.
That's something.
It's crazy.
Yep. The phone number really is starting to be outdated.
Yeah.
Really.
Right
Think
now,
about how long that's been.
we looking for a chip now.
Oh boy.
We looking for a chip. Rub elbow.
It's gonna be that barcode, that hashtag. That's it.
It's crazy. Just got to be more balanced. And it definitely got to start at home. You know, parents got to get their kids outside and get them socializing and talking to each other. And
Never get a battery. My battery dead.
That's funny, man.
And you know the crazy part too is that these are the kids that very soon will be adults.
Well, you know,
And they won't have that adult mind, even though they look like they grown, but they don't have that adult mind. And that's probably why you got some adults nowadays who grew up like that, because you know technology been around now for quite some time now, that can't deal with real life situations, and they're so quick with violence or just doing something that they know they shouldn't be doing, but they don't have that interaction skills that you know where you can talk it out type thing.
What's crazy too is that at least around here they're trying to remove gym from the schools.
I wouldn't do that.
That'd be the worst thing to do. You know, right now, all the people in the world, we lower in physical fitness. We last damn near in education. We last a lot of stuff now. Before, I mean, they say we're a great nation, but it was fact.
lackadaisical.
You know what I mean? As far as war fighting, yeah, we're good.
Every great nation has fallen.
But we have, sheesh, we terrible, man.
So I mean,
The military, back in the day, we call you a soldier. You're a soldier. Now it's like they're soft. I don't care what you are. Air Force, Navy, Air Force, Marine, whatever. All of them soft. Until you talk about special forces, some kind of special kind of training, military overall.
I'm sorry, I'm a military man, but I don't agree with people in the military having beards. Like, to me, military always had a certain look, right? A certain standard. And it's been like that for ages. And now all of a sudden, everybody got either a profile or they're allowed now to wear a beard as long as it's trimmed. Like, really, to be honest with you, when it comes to combat operations and stuff like that, for the majority of the military, it's hard to keep that sanitary. You know, unless you're in a specialized unit where you move differently. But when it comes to just your basic military unit, it's hard to keep that clean, right? Because you're not getting a shower or anything like that for days on end. You know, and I remember having to shave using my helmet.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Memory.
Cold water. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to me now that, you know, things have changed, you know, when it comes to dress code in the military and stuff like that. I don't know. Now the new regime might make you shave your beard now. I don't know.
No, they don't.
But,
I
know some guys at the
no, I'm talking about the new regime now.
Okay.
Coming shortly.
Oh, yeah.
So that might change.
I seen some guys at the tech center, and he's sick and he's so fragile. I'm talking to him, and I said, listen, I ain't never seen a sergeant so timid. They timid.
Will they change the thing that you have to do to get it in?
They changed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even basic is even way different now.
They change a lot of stuff. And
I remember when and I was in a training unit. Just before this change more about the distance and a stress card and all that mess. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was in their butts. I love my job. I was a training sergeant, so I was in their butt. I took everything serious, and now,
Stop it. Stop it.
it's ridiculous. Love
Pulse.
Stop
it. Love it.
You were in the butts. That's crazy.
What?
I was.
I was in their butts.
Well, I was. Hey, I can't
I
help
was
it.
in their butts.
I can't stop people
We know what you mean, though.
Right, I can't stop that. I'll throw up and people say, what? Let me rephrase that. I was a hard sergeant.
You in the Diddy area.
With no Diddy at all.
No baby oil
But
was
I
there.
was a hard soldier. How about that?
That still sounds a little wild.
Well, listen to me. I'll put this way.
You were strict.
Training.
Yeah, strict.
Training was highly strict. We were very,
There
very
we
strict
go.
people. Where now they have no restrictions at all. It's like they're free fall. And to me, it's like they're going to the military just for education only.
What's more things that before you're able to help pay for you to change yourself,
Huh?
they would pay for the
Sex change?
yeah.
Well, it was that. That's a touchy situation.
It is.
Yes.
But the new regime stopped that all anyway, so it don't matter what I think.
But I think even back then, like when y'all was in the military, that wasn't something that a
No.
person like that was gonna come there
No.
for that.
No.
I think maybe a little bit in this era
Right.
that somebody would do that, but
Right.
back then that was frowned upon.
Yeah, so pretty much back in the day, right? Even if you was gay or whatever, right? You could come in, but you couldn't say you were.
Right.
You couldn't say you were. You couldn't. Right. If you did say something, then they would
Boot you out.
kick you out of the military.
Point
But
blank.
then it changed, right? It got to the point where it was starting to become more acceptable. And that's probably why it went to the part of if a soldier felt like they wanted to go through that process, then because they're a soldier, the military would pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
I think the biggest thing was the enlisted numbers were down as well.
Yeah.
It was like
You know what? At that time, man, people were scared because they know, like right now, you call it a war, but we never really been in a real war.
not that, but
We
like,
help people.
the kids don't
No,
want to
we've
go
been
to
in real
war.
wars.
I mean, they're playing Call of
It's
Duty,
been a long time.
and that's like joining the military is hard work. So like they're like, why do that when I can play games and do
It
shit?
takes a certain person to join the military,
Mm-hmm.
right? It do.
You can't jump out. You can't jump in there and say I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about you got to be tough and all this other stuff. I'm just saying like it's the mentality
Yeah.
that you know you're going to go through a lot of stuff. You're going to miss a lot of special occasions. You're going to miss your family. So that's what I'm talking about. Like it takes a certain person because you're going to be away from all of that stuff. So with that being said, and with society now being more technology driven, people didn't want to put up with that. Like, why I want to go in there to do that when I can just get me a job and I can stay home and I can do what I want to do. Right? Nobody's going to tell me what time to get up, what time I need to be somewhere, and all that stuff.
What's for you? For the ones that did do that and went, when you came back and seen your old people, what were they doing?
So, a lot of people when I came back home, they were doing the same thing when I left.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah.
They was doing nothing. I mean, where we came from, right? Where we're at, either you work in a warehouse, a glass house beam, or hopefully being some kind of law enforcement. And back then, correction was really big because it wasn't
Atlantic
making money.
City.
Or you go to Atlantic City. That's what it was. The new money maker. Everybody said, "Oh, everybody want to go to Atlantic City." It was booming back in the 80s.
Casino.
Oh, casino, we gotta get that money. And it was. There's a lot of money in
Yeah.
the casino. But now Now all the factories are gone. So
Yeah.
either you got a trade, law enforcement, or you work at one of these stores.
You try to find an office job. And I can tell you, when I first went in, I swore I was missing everything that was happening back home. I swore I was missing the fun. I felt like the military wasn't, I don't know, I don't want to say exciting, but I'm going to say I was homesick.
That's what it was.
Until I came home on vacation. When I came home on vacation, then I realized, oh, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. I'm doing something.
Or
And then I went back to my unit, was like more energetic. Because I'm like, I'm not missing nothing. All the stuff I thought I was missing, I ain't missing nothing.
that's what it was. It's a mind thing, like you said before. Everybody can't do it because some people, like I said, some people mind is weak. Cause it's like that little old cliche. When you think you got something going, till you see it, just see something, till you see something different. So otherwise, when we came home, when we left there, it was the same thing they was doing. We left and came back, but I'm seeing the world. So what am I missing? Running to the park, playing basketball, seeing everybody getting the 40s out, smoking
Going to the club.
The club. I'm not seeing nothing.
Not working. I'm making money.
And here's the funny thing about it. The concept, a lot of people think, military don't got a lot of money, right? But we don't pay for nothing, so we have a lot of money. That's the concept people don't understand. Like, well, you're not making a lot of money. How much you getting money? $600 something dollars, right? For what? E1, E2? It's not a lot of money on the streets, but boy, in there, because we don't pay. Everything is free.
Meals are free. Lodging,
Doctor, everything.
medical.
Everything's free. So you can ball out. You know what I mean? I mean really ball out. And you get a little rank on your belt.
And again, you wasn't making, at lower ranks, you're not making a lot of money, lower ranks. But again, you're not paying for a lot of things that you would be paying for if you was in the civilian world. But also, there's an incentive to make rank so that you can make more money, right? And the more rank you make, the less you have to do physically, right? Because everybody knows the private is the most juniorest person in I'm gonna say in the Army or the Marines, right? So they doing everything. They doing all the hard back work and everything and stuff. But if you make rank, you become now their supervisor. So you don't have to do it no more. You directing other people to do it. It's that stage. Just like you have a stage in life, you have a stage in the military. So,
we left again.
Yeah.
no,
No,
we're still talking about physical fitness and
before you,
condition and stuff.
before the youth stuff.
Me being somebody that never was in the military, it's funny that y'all both felt like y'all might have been missing something, and then me listening to y'all when y'all tell y'all stories of all the different places y'all been, because I think that's one of the hidden benefits of the military. I listen to all the different states and countries y'all been to, and the stories y'all got to go with. Like, I'm sure it's a lot better than like if you probably sat down and talked to your friends. They'd be like, "Man, maybe I should have followed him into the military."
Well, that's funny because Colin did say that. Even now, he said, "Man, I could have had a check, but I got out." Or some did follow, and some got out, and I stayed with it. I didn't check, you know what I mean? But like you said before, even when I came home, my first time, I went to Germany. And I came home that winter. And like Shirley said, you don't see nothing. It's like everybody still doing the same old, man. I'm like, why am I come home? If it was for my family, I would have came home. Because I was having a ball.
Yeah.
Switzerland, I've seen Italy, because it's like going from here to New York. It was there. I mean, if people say, "Oh, I've been in Italy," I'm like, okay. I've been to Switzerland, okay. Yeah, I've been in Europe. Yeah, it was fun. But like I say, I'll never regret. I take nothing back. I have no regrets.
No regrets whatsoever.
None. It was beautiful.
And like you were saying is that civilians haven't had that opportunity. Not every civilian, but some civilians haven't had the opportunity to go to different places and see different things. And I know people that right out of high school, they had to go to work. They had a family, maybe one child, and they got married, and they were just going to work. They were doing the same thing I was doing. I just didn't have a family at the time. And I was working for a different company, right? The federal government. I worked for a different company that was sending me to different places. So I was young and was able to experience a lot of different things because I was in the Army at the time, and I just went to work just like they did, except they was back here in Jersey when I was in the Midwest, or I was in the Korea. You know what I mean? So I was still every day getting up, going to work. My job was just different, and I just had a different life experience.
But also, now here's the part you don't understand. Also, like you said, we got up at the same time. But guess what? We got up. It was at 4:30 to do a PT. We ain't just get our clothes, take a shower to work. You had to go do PT, get back, take a shower, then go to work.
That's not for you guys. A question. You guys went that route, but what was your, I guess, were you athletes in school?
Of course.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah. But see, again, right? You asked was we athletes. I played football with the friends in the neighborhood, no pads on. I played football for Little League. I played football in high school. I ran track in high school. I wrestled in high school. So when I went away to boot camp, the physical fitness part was nothing. You know what I mean? It was mental.
It's all mental,
and when I left, I was only 17, right? So I was very young when I left. That was the first time I ever left home, right? And I remember when I got out of training, I got out of my school, and I got assigned to my duty station. I remember sitting in my room and looking around thinking, I ain't got to ask my mom if I can go anywhere. Like, I am literally on my own right now. I can do whatever I want. You know what I did? I sat in my room and watched TV, right? Because at the time I had no car, right? I was a private, so I didn't have a lot of pocket cash, So I really didn't have nothing to do, right? But it was just that life experience at 17 that just kind of had me like, wow, I'm really on my own. Like, that was the first time I had to wash my own clothes. Bro, I was thrown off, right? When I was in boot camp and I had to wash my clothes, I'm like, I ain't never did this before. But luckily, the Army gave a class on how to wash clothes, right? So it was just a good life experience. Now, what I was going to say earlier was that it's a job, really, right? You just sign a contract. It's a job. Now, you could do your 2 or 3 years and get out and be on your own. You don't have nothing to do with the military no more. You're on your own. You got to find another job, right? Or you could stay, go through your years, and retire, just as if you was at a corporation or something, and get a check every month. You know what I'm saying? So there are some people that joined the military and got out after their first tour, got out after their second or whatever, and then they say, well, the military ain't do nothing for me. Well, it was upon you to do something for yourself in those years. And I hear a lot of veterans say, man, I should have stayed. I should have stayed. I should have retired. And that's what kept me in to retire. Because I didn't want to be that veteran that said, well, man, I should have retired from there. You know what I mean? So I know we're off track with it, but for those out there that thinking that they might want to go to the military, make sure you get out there and get yourself into some kind of shape, right? So that physical fitness part is little to nothing to you.
You heard what he just said? Get yourself in shape.
Dropping no gems with you guys.
Yeah. So, what's next? Are we going to go back to the youth?
Yeah.
Or we're going to talk about the Jezebels, or what a woman need to do
Whatever.
to get herself ready.
I think that was a good message for the youth.
Yeah,
I think that's a good outlet for kids that kind of don't know what they want to do, because it gives you some real life learning experience and opportunity to travel and opportunity to make some money.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not a lot of money, but based on what you're doing and where you're staying, if you add it,
You can't travel the world cheaper.
you can if you add it up, if you really add it up, add your insurance, add your electric bill, gas bill, food bill, your rent. Add it up and see what you come up with. And with the money you make right now, and understand you don't pay none of that in the military. You're traveling, you get a hop, go anywhere in the world.
I'm gonna be honest with you, right? A lot of these places that you're gonna travel to, you probably gonna see it all from the back of a truck. All right, don't think you're gonna be there on some kind of vacation.
Oh no.
Right? You're gonna work, all right, but it is fulfilling.
Yes.
It is fulfilling, and if you're really motivated, right, while you're in, you can earn a degree. Now, I'm not a salesperson for the military, not like that.
I am.
But it is definitely a good avenue if you want to advance your life.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody, and I'll say that. I've seen a lot of people get kicked out of the military for doing some dumb stuff. I've seen a lot of people get kicked out of the military because they physically just couldn't hack it no more. But it is definitely a good platform to put yourself on the right path.
Yeah, because once you understand, they're there to break you down and build you back up, right? And the only way to know yourself, you got to be at your weakest stage to understand what you're going through. So, like you said before, everybody not made for it, but you won't know until you go through it. Just like life. Yep. Okay.
Well, I think that's more realistic than some people thinking they can make it to the league in basketball and baseball and football and all the different sports. That's a more realistic path that they could take.
What do you mean?
Because
it is more realistic than them making it to the NBA.
Oh,
NFL.
yeah. It's a small number that make it to the NFL or the NBA or whatever.
Because we're talking about
baseball.
Health. I mean, that's another avenue.
Yeah,
but everybody can make it.
Should be your first focal point regardless, because like I said, NBA, how many teams are there in the NBA?
Was it 32? Was it 32?
You figure it's over 30 different teams, and you got over at least a million schools in the nation. I mean,
And they're taking the best of the best.
Right. So the odds are, just getting out of high school, then college, then the NBA or NFL.
30 teams.
It's 30 teams. So imagine you only have somebody on a team. So even if you're making a practice team, even with football, if you're making a practice team, you did a great job.
There's a lot of good college players that never make it to the NBA, NFL,
because they
NBA,
can't
or
adapt.
whatever.
Because they can't adapt to it. They're good players, but when it comes to that level of equal ability, people fall or they fold up. But anyway, join the military, man. I say join it. You know what I mean? Worst thing happening, you don't pass it. It's not 3 years of your life. It's just 12 weeks.
And you meet a lot of people too. You meet people that you would never meet if you stay home in your state. I've met people from around the world in the military. Just some good and bad times, but definitely a lot of good.
Okay, well, we want to talk about this topic again. We want to talk about a woman getting herself in a position to get married. What does she have to do? What she thinks she can do to make herself better? Is she a Jezebel or is she a Ruth?
Is there in between?
It could be both, but
Yeah.
well, would you rather go for who? A Ruth? 'Cause we know what Jezebel did, right?
What's a Ruth?
A Ruth?
Yeah.
She was a godly woman. She did what she needed to do to keep her husband. Jezebel, she just a
What that
tyrant.
mean?
Well, she would serve her husband. She was a godly person,
Okay.
and she was just a woman's woman. A Jezebel, she was like she had deceitful. She used to do everything.
So they said Jezebel's spirit, she rules her husband.
Impact. Go ahead.
She loves to manipulate.
And control. Go ahead.
She falsely accuses the godly.
Plays a straight liar. Go ahead.
She uses lust to control.
Her body is everything.
She claims to be religious.
Fake the funk.
She refuses to accept guilt.
She's the boss.
She is ungrateful to God.
Don't care about it at all.
And then the spirit of Ruth She submits to her husband.
Amen.
She loves to serve others.
Faithfully.
She honors God's leaders.
Without no question.
She lives modestly and pure.
And don't need a lot of stuff.
She walks with the Lord.
With her head up.
She is humble and repents.
Guess what? She do wrong. She apologized for it.
She is grateful to God.
And she thanked God for everything she had on. Amen.
Amen.
So ladies, we need you to call in.
What if
Okay, hold on. Time out.
she is a Jezebel under disguise of a Ruth?
Then she's a liar.
I'm just saying, like,
But it happens a lot though.
yeah, like,
What do you say?
yeah.
He said
Happens
it
a lot.
happens a lot.
Well, that's because we as men, we tend to jump fast over the bridge instead of walking.
Well, not that. I'm saying like you act as a Jezebel all week, and then
Yeah,
you
she-
turn in the roof
Well, here's
on.
the thing about it. If you mess with somebody,
On Monday.
if you mess with Jezebel from the get-go, you should be messing with her anyway. You just said she was.
The reason why I say that, right? I don't know if you guys seen the video of the New Jersey firefighter that called his wife out at the birthday party.
Nah.
You guys ain't see that? You guys see the video, right? You see the video?
No.
So they had a birthday party, big birthday party bash, right? If you go on YouTube and just put in firefighter calls wife out at a party, it'll probably pop up. And he airs her out in front of everybody because he knows that, you know, she's cheating on him.
Oh, wait. I did see that. Yeah.
So people were saying, was he right for doing that? Was he wrong for doing that? So I say that because maybe she was being a Ruth. In the dark, she was being a Jezebel.
Yeah, but what we talk about realistically. I mean, that is realistically, but we saying like.
I think it kind of is.
That's what I said. That's what I said. It can be, but what I'm saying to you is that the woman herself. We're not talking about what we see. We focus on herself right now, right? We talk about the woman herself, not what we seeing. Like she got to be true to herself, right? To not, what's that? Divine herself be true.
Okay, so then I'm gonna say this then, right? It all depends on the man then, because what the man want? What is he looking for?
He looking for Ruth.
Is he?
Most of the time he is.
He might think but he might be looking for the Jezebel too.
He out there even more. He got, like I said before, it's gonna show itself if she want. It's just like anything else. Though. Who controls what? The man or woman?
The woman.
Right. So therefore, it doesn't matter what he looked for. Is what she want to present and give to him. If she looking for that man to guide her, she gonna show that Ruth and be that Ruth. If she's not that Ruth, you gotta understand in life, it gonna be ups and downs for everybody, right? But there's no such thing as a perfect woman, whether it be a Jezebel or Ruth. Cause everybody got a little bit of Jezebel or Ruth in them, I think. Right. So my thing is, what can she put in herself to recognize that she is a Ruth? What crown does she want to be under, the Ruth or the Jezebel crown?
But who's to necessarily say if she is a Jezebel?
Her.
But does she recognize herself as a Jezebel?
That's
What
I'm
if
saying.
she think what she doing is right?
That's why I said she got to look within herself. If you're godly, you know what godly is.
Yeah.
So if you're godly, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, go ahead, real quick.
If you're godly, it's
Well, you can have a Jezebel, right?
You can wait too.
You can have a Jezebel.
You can cut people. I'll cut you off.
I'm just saying.
No, you cut me off again.
I'm just saying, man. You was going on a run. You was going on a run and you ain't have a period. What I'm saying is, you know, Jezebel might be what he want because maybe she a swinger. He okay with that.
I think that's even deep because if he okay with her lifestyle, is she really a Jezebel? If that's what he want?
She's a Jezebel. He's just okay
Understand
with
me. Watch this now. Read that what Jezebel
Right.
is.
If you read the
I want you to
definition,
read that.
she's a Jezebel.
He
just
said,
okay with it.
He said if that's what she wants, then he's not looking for a godly woman. A woman then.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it depends on the man and what he's looking for.
Right, but this, as I said earlier, that's why I said to y'all earlier, I said the question was, what can a woman find within herself to be a Jezebel or Ruth? What can she do to be ready for that husband to come to be a wife? That's why I said
To be herself.
she gotta find out who she is. If she don't find who she is,
Oh, she know who she is.
she gotta get her some ready.
Right? Am I right or wrong? She know who she is.
I think sometimes I think, most of the time I think she got an idea of what she
Ideal,
is.
but the ideal don't make it say that you know. Come on,
No, I believe they know, man.
I know,
But they want
there's nothing wrong
to
with your belief.
deceive you to believe that they're the other.
But let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a Jezebel?
Yeah.
Why was you with her?
She initially displayed the other.
The Ruth.
Yeah, and
So how long
then
is total?
the mask came off. I guess
What made her a Jezebel?
Right.
the actions.
What made her a Jezebel?
Like
That's
what
not saying
actions? Like what, she was sleeping with other people? She was.
It's like the actions were happening. And like I was like, oh, hold
He
on.
asked you, 6'9".
Yeah.
What was it? You saying you being very vague or open with it. I can say, oh well, I messed with a girl. My wife's a Jezebel sometime. You can say what? Because she did this, she did that. What did she do? Is she a Jezebel?
It was a lot of sex, and there was lies and stuff.
That's not a Jezebel.
Like
Lies can be, because
No,
she could be using lies to
That's
manipulate.
deceit, right? That's
Yeah,
deceit.
but we gotta find out what it is. Why she was holding.
Yeah, why?
You
What
can't
made
say
it?
it's like that.
well, to manipulate.
Let me ask you a question, real quick. What do you mean? Have you ever been with one? Like, just been in a relationship,
Yes.
or actually
No, we
physically
don't.
just
No,
been?
I had a couple of Jezebel.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about being in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a couple of because we know. All right, because let's be realistic. I don't care how good she is. You gonna know it's Jezebel. It's
Of course.
You gonna know.
Oh, you gonna know?
You gonna know, right?
Well, you should.
You should know. Okay, let's go that way. You should know. It's nothing hard to find. But just
The signs are there.
Talk to me. Let's talk to me. I'm listening. Talk, brother.
Like you said, like,
Talk, brother. You said.
You know.
What you said.
You know.
No, I don't know. I really don't.
You just said.
No, I don't know this woman. I don't know.
So let me ask you a question. Would you consider a woman a Jezebel? Let's say a woman has kind of low self-esteem and she thinks sex is going to keep a man. So every man she meets, she sleep with. Is that a Jezebel?
No.
What is she?
She just lost. She just lost.
She lost.
And she lost because you just said because she had low self-esteem.
So a Jezebel gotta have.
She knows
She gotta have the intent.
Yeah, it says it all right there, right? 'Cause think about it. How many people can be torn down all their life and say, "Why you doing that?" You seen brothers who got it going on, but they feel less than themselves because a woman torn them down. Hey, bro, you nice gonna do what you do that? What's wrong with you? Man, I'm torn. I'm broke. I'm just broke. I'm just go ahead and give them what they want. They want the sex. I'm just give them sex. Just like female, I'm torn. If this how I love, this how I learn, this is how I learned to love. This is what love is. It's sex. I'm gonna give it to them. The little things here in the Bible is not talking about just an everyday woman. This is talking about a woman. She knows what she wants. It's women out there. Prime example. How many times you see women out there? They even got songs about it. They just want to have sex. We've talked about this before. That's Jezebel. You got people out there say, "I'm looking for a man, but I know I got things to work on." That's not a Jezebel. That's saying I understand what I'm trying to build.
So a Jezebel just gotta have the intent of
It's
trying
always
to do
intent.
all.
It's the intent. You heard it said. You read it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all that. It's not somebody like, maybe no. I'm trying to do that. I don't like God. I don't believe in God. I'm not taking no wrong because I don't do wrong. I'm selfish. I'm everything that you think is negative.
But do she gotta be everything on the list, or could she
no.
just be one?
Well, that's the thing about it. That's just the 5 things to look out for, right?
Because I mean, if you got a Jezebel and she ruling you, you married her. Was she?
Well, I can say that too because sometimes they can beat you down with that too. I think a Jezebel you know before you even marry her, right? Because you ever seen somebody get in a position and can't leave a person because he's scared to leave her?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I don't think a Jezebel. Because my wife is strong-minded. She's not a Jezebel, but she's strong-minded. You know what I'm saying? I don't shit. Sometimes I rather let her do this. They argue with her. That's not a Jezebel. It's just I don't feel like going to. But when I put my feet down, it's down. I'm solid.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just. I guess it's tricky. I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you married her,
You should know before she got it, right? Because
Yeah.
she's showing her traits. a trait you can't hide for so long. Like what's his name? What's that boy name?
What's that?
Think like a man. Think like a man, act like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Harvey said, man, I mean, this is there. Anybody calling yet? Anybody coming in?
You think a woman could act like a man? You think?
Yeah, because not hard. Because the men, well, I'm not gonna say men of my past, but men today, yes indeed. 'Cause men today are very, very weak. Very weak, and women are dominant.
Well, you know what? A lot
very
of
masculine.
times, but I see a lot of times women gotta be like that
Tell me
because
why.
the man ain't around.
And when he come around, what do
And
you
when
do?
when the man come around, she still gotta be like that because she the one holding down the house. Unfortunately, I mean, that's what you get.
So come on, ladies, call in. Let us know how you feel about the Jezebel or Ruth. What's in your soul? What's in your spirit? Let us know. How can you build yourself up to be a better Jezebel or a better Ruth? Your choice, your call. Let's get it.
Ask a Jezebel to call in. Ask a Jezebel to call in.
Jezebel.
Hey, yo, man,
We
what?
need a Jezebel call in. Yeah, that'd be
What
nice.
the hell?
Shit, why not? That'd be nice for a Jezebel call in. Yeah, I am all that. I ain't gonna tell me what I can't do. But you bring my tip, you can't satisfy me, you ain't gonna be in my house. But you gotta get a man a chance for. You should know already.
That's crazy. You ever been manipulated?
Who?
Manipulated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you how long did it take you to recognize it?
It's not recognized, it's accepted. That's the whole thing.
So you just went along with
went
it?
along with it, right? It's like it's all that idea or the ideology that I can change her and you can't change her. I learned that the hard way that you can't change by who you are, what do you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in a relationship where I recognized something wasn't right with them, and I just cut it off. I
Same.
mean, cold turkey, just
But
boom.
I think I ignored the red flags.
That's what I just said. Yeah, you can see it, but you hope that is not what it is. And that's wrong a lot of men today. We see things and don't want to say that it is what it is.
What made you ignore the red flags?
That she was beautiful, or you want it that bad.
I think all that, and then
It was good.
I was like,
Can't get nothing.
I finally got to see what it was. I was like, oh no, oh no.
It's okay.
You said, oh no.
No, it's all right.
You was in too deep then.
Yeah,
right?
man. I was like, oh.
Yeah, once he did that, it was done.
You know, what I learned when I found myself kind of in a situation like that, when you cut it off, man, it's tough, but I think they feel it worse because they feel like they had you. You know what I'm saying? Like they did something over on you. But when you shut them down from the door and you don't have no words for them, that make them feel like, wow, I just lost a good person. They ain't playing those games.
But you know what though? That's not average. Because usually,
No, it's not average.
The
No,
guy
not at all.
keep going with this stuff, man.
Right.
Like I said, we get caught up so deep into it. It's
Yeah.
very rare that guy say, "I'm gonna cut it off,"
Yeah.
because they either you worry about somebody might get something that you think is worth that, or you just don't want to let it go.
I mean, anytime I ever been in a situation like that, it was lust.
Of course.
Right.
And once you break that, that's what you got to break, the lust. Like
Ain't lust the hardest thing to break?
it is
Because in the Bible, lust was everywhere.
And even within that, you got to find something else to do.
something to occupy your time.
Something to
Yeah.
occupy. Because if not,
More lust.
You gonna
because
think about
it ain't have to be more lust.
Yeah,
You
what?
just got to find something else to do. Whatever that is, it's going to take your mind off of dwelling on what that other individual is doing. That's what you got to do. Because if not,
It's more lust.
if you sit back and you are sitting in the dark listening to slow music, you're going to be back over there. You're going to be calling them and everything.
Okay, hold on a second now. We're gonna take a little break right quick.
Hi guys,
How you
Who
doing?
was
Hey.
this? Who was this?
it's Shamika. How y'all doing?
Okay, Shamik, how you doing?
We're good. How are you?
So what you think about this?
I'm good.
So what you think about this Jezebel Ruth How do you see yourself in this picture?
More Ruth. Jezebel was a beautiful woman that was trying to entice and um, get over on men, using her beauty and, probably cutting words. But at the end, her intent was not good. Her intent of the heart wasn't good. Ruth was busy working in the field, minding her business. She was chilling, doing what she was supposed to do. She was in preparation of preparing for one day having a husband, and he caught her busy doing what she was supposed to be doing. I think as a woman in this day and age, if you desire to have a husband, you have to already be a wife. Meaning, you already have to heal from your past traumas. You already have to be someone that is a nurturer, someone that can encourage, somebody that is forgiving, somebody that has grace. Because when you get into a marriage with someone, you're going to need those things. You're going to need somebody to be patient with you. You're going to need somebody that's going to be understanding. And if you're just getting into the marriage because of your looks, which a lot of women do, from changing their body and physiques just to appease a man, you're going to attract the wrong attention. Ruth was not someone who wanted to be seen, but she was saw through the eyes of the Spirit because he saw her heart. Somebody that has good intentions for you, they're going to see you not physically, but they're going to see you spiritually too. They're going to see your soul. And it's a lot of people out here that are walking around and they are hidden. People see them, but they don't see them. A lot of times I ask people, do they see you? A lot of people like, yeah, they see me, but a lot of people don't see me.
Quick question. As far as yourself, like, how you see wife and husband, a husband look for a wife. So how do you think a woman should prepare herself as far as the Ruth and Jezebel similarities? I mean, what can, I think everybody have a little bit of Jezebel, a little bit of Ruth in them. It's just, you got to release the one and grasp onto the other. So how you feel about that? Like, do you think it's something that you have a little Jezebel in you think? You think you have that in you?
I think every woman is capable of being a Jezebel. It depends on what spirit are you being led by, and it depends on what you're trying to capture. Are you just wanting the attention of a man? Because you can easily do that. You can dress yourself up. You can get you a nice body. You can do whatever sexual things you want to do to him, and be very lustful in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for men to get rid of women like that because a lot of people see people naturally through the eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
and when a man sees a woman, he sees her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Body, face, whatever.
Yeah, but
and how she carries herself.
yeah, but what I was talking about, what I'm talking about, we're not even talking about the sex part. We talking about a woman working on herself. Like you said, Jezebel, she will be, she will rule her husband. She will manipulate him. She will do all kind of ungodly things. How can a woman get herself ready without? I mean, like I said, yeah, men look at body, but we talking about as far as you work on you. I think me personally, I think we need to work on herself, her inner being, and everything else will come along with that. That's what I'm saying.
Now you must have not been paying attention because I just
Watch it out.
Hey, yo.
We're not gonna do that no more.
You gotta heal from your trauma first.
No.
You have to heal first.
Yeah,
You can't spill over your past relationships and your past hurts into your marriage or until you find a husband. You can't do that. That's not something that you could do. You have to heal first. In order for you to be an effective wife, you have to make those things in your life. Women naturally usually are more prepared than a man is. You know what I'm saying? Women are ready to be in marriage way before a man is. So you have to get yourself and your house in order, whether it's the inside of your heart or your physical house, because it's certain things that men like. It's certain things that men want from a wife.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about what men want. We talking about Jezebel and Ruth, right?
So
okay.
let me ask you this: has your spirit ever been more Jezebel than Ruth?
Right.
And if so, did you have to work at anything to get yourself closer to Ruth than from Jezebel?
Of course. When you're younger, and you young and dumb and full of cum, you know what I'm saying? So you want to do things. You want to experience life. Is that a good thing? No. But you don't want to make yourself lustful. You don't want to be a lustful person in the eyes of men. You don't want to come off as something sexualized. Ruth was. She was enticing. You know, I mean, not Ruth, but Jezebel. She was enticing, and she had a seductive spirit. You know what I'm saying? So if you find yourself doing that in this day and age with men, you have to learn how to tame those things. Those are the things that you have to work on. If you want to be more calm spirited, if you want to work on you, and then maybe you had some promiscuous ways, or you grew up in a life of doing things, you have to learn how to be more like Ruth. You have to be more like a Proverbs 31 woman. And it's a lot of that has to do with your internal thought about yourself. A lot of that has to do with what people have said about you. And you have to be able
You
to
gonna stop? Listen, you gonna start breathing. We told you about this before. You was on our show before. Breathe. You
I
gotta.
can't hear you. Come closer to the phone.
I'm not on the phone. Oh, that's right. She is on the phone. I'm sorry.
You sound far away.
Remove the headphones.
Okay. I'm sorry. You hear me now?
I can hear you now.
God bless you, pretty Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Well, I'm asking you, right? We talking about working on yourself. I heard you say about, the man lust. I'm trying to not focus on man lust. I'm trying to get to understand, like, as far as in your inner being, what can you do? You, not no other female, you, that you think you're lacking for Ruth or Jezebel. What can you tell us right now? Like, what can
You have to love yourself. You got to love yourself. And when I say love yourself, it doesn't always mean an outside thing. You have to love yourself from the inside out. That's what attracts others. You have to forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to negate all of the things that have been said to you in your past. If they said that you wasn't nothing, you ain't gonna be nothing, this, that, and the third. You have to do inner healing work on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some things in people's lives, most people have childhood traumas and stuff like that. Those are things you have to deal with.
One more
You have
question.
to deal with that stuff first.
One more question though. I need it to come from you, not nobody else, not other people. Do you think you're humble and that you repent for the things you do?
Of course.
Like what? I mean, you don't got to be personal, but I'm saying, like, explain if you can. If you can't, we'll move on to something else.
I asked the Lord to forgive me for the stuff that I've done when I was younger because I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of the things that happened in my life, it stemmed from other events. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in my life, my dad was not the one to sit me down and teach me about men. He wasn't that person. I couldn't go to him. So a lot of stuff I learned just by living life. And I learned those things, and I took those things in, and something was like, you know what, you might want to chill, you know what I'm saying, because you don't want to go down the wrong path. I said, okay. So I started to do some inner healing on myself. I started to forgive for people that was doing stuff to me that made me act out in a way that I shouldn't have.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Since that, now that you're older, do you honor God?
Of course.
I need more than that.
Of course I honor God. Me, personally, at this age, I'm 42 years old. I love peace. I love peace. Peace is important to me. It's priceless to me. I don't like anybody disturbing my peace. But I also ask the Lord, help me see myself. Help me see me the way others see me. If there's something that's within me that I need to deal with, show me what I need to deal with so that I could be a better version of me.
So in other words, you walk with the Lord then, right? You're not just talking, you're walking with him.
Right.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I have children. I have a son. My son's about to be 14. I have a daughter that's 6. You are your children's first example of what a woman should be, how a woman should carry herself. So if you have different people in and out your life, you are showing your children what life should be. And most of the time, some of these women are not carrying out what an example of what a woman should be or what a wife should be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very cautious in the things that I do because I know there's others that's watching me and they start in my own.
So what do you think a wife should be? How about that?
She need to be a Proverbs 31 woman. She need to be a whole woman. You don't need to be a piece of a woman. You don't need to be a 50% woman. You need to be a whole woman. And when I say a whole woman is you need to be someone that can be led. You need someone that shows forgiveness, shows love, shows grace, shows mercy. But not only to a person, but you do that for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And others.
And others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? saying? But it starts with you first, though. It starts with you first. You can't expect something from somebody and they don't know how to give it to themselves first. I can't make such a high expectation from you, and I don't do that for myself, and I can't do that for others. I think a lot of times in this society, we give men this high expectation of what we want, but you can't even give it yourself. So it starts with you. That starts with you. And in order to be a wife, you have to already be walking in wifely duties. Not saying that you're pretending to be a wife, but you're making yourself prepared to be a wife.
So let me ask you another question. If your man came to you, do you know how to accept the guilt?
Do I know how to accept what?
Guilt.
Guilt?
Yeah, guilt.
Explain.
Like
When I accept the guilt. What kind of guilt?
For other words, you did something wrong or wherever it may
Oh,
be.
you mean accountability?
It's
Do you
still-
know how to be accountable?
Guilt, accountability, yeah.
Yes, I know how to be accountable. If I'm wrong, I know how to sit down and think about what I say before I say it and take on the responsibility of being accountable for the part that I played.
Do you think a lot of women use lust to control, or do you think you use lust to control men? Or you have? I think everybody has done that in the past, but how you see it now? Like a lot of women can be in seductive clothing, where they say they don't think it's seductive. They say I like what I wear, I look good in it. Do you think there's a difference between being seductive and being like a normal woman? I would say
Modest.
modest.
Yeah, I think women do control men with lust, with the way they dress, if they dress in provocative. But again, that goes back to who are you? What's your audience? You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna get what you give. You know what I'm saying? If you looking for wolves, you're gonna receive that. You know what I'm saying? So no, I try to stay out the limelight. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I am aware of the audience out here. You know what I'm saying? So I dress very modest, but I dress sexy too, but it's modest because I'm covered up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not looking for a man to come holler at me because I got my cheeks hanging out or my boobs hanging out or my clothes is so tight that you can see a print. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And again, I have children, so I'm very mindful about the things that I do. I'm mindful how I carry myself because I represent my children and my children represent me. I don't want my son going around and people talking about his mama because of the way that she's looking, because of the way that she's having herself out in public. So I'm very mindful about the stuff that I do before I step out the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of people don't think of that. They like, I'm grown, I can do whatever I want. You can. You can do whatever you want. But while you're doing that, be mindful of the attention and the attraction that you're going to get. And don't try to push it off when you get the wrong attention because that's what you're giving.
Let me ask you another question.
Yes.
Do you find it that a lot of men in your life, what were they looking for? Well, I mean, you said you was married before, right?
I was.
And so, how long you been single?
I've been single for 4 years.
4 years. And 4 years, you still didn't find that guy? I don't say a perfect guy. You ever find a guy that can feel that?
I ain't looking.
No. I'm not saying that. Look, I'm saying one that come to you. I mean, like you said, you don't have to look; it'll come to you. Any guys that coming to you that fit that criteria?
Fit the criteria of what? The past or what I'm looking for?
What you looking for? You don't want the past. We don't want that.
Well, you can get a repeated past. It's just different face, same episode. I've talked with someone and I'm seeing where they at because a lot of men, I ain't gonna say a lot of men, but the guys that I have spoken to, they don't usually last longer than 24, 48 hours because they be on some nonsense. And I'm
Wait,
too grown and too old for nonsense. I can't do nonsense.
I gotta ask you that one. You said 24, 48 hours. Please explain that one to me.
Because I asked the Lord, instead of me wasting 2-3 years on somebody, I asked the Lord early. I asked him to give me discernment on what their intentions are. And I let them know, listen, I'll play. Me and Jesus don't play. So if you want some nonsense, you're going to be gone quickly. I'd rather him answer my prayer early than later on. I'd rather not waste time because that's something that you're never going to get back. And a lot of people waste time trying to weigh people out, trying to see what's going on. If you want some nonsense, I'd rather the Lord answer my prayer early and get you on off out the way, because you're standing in the way of somebody who could really want me. You know what I'm saying?
So
Why would I waste time like that?
So after another question. So did you pray on it? Do you ask God to send you something instead of all these guys coming in and not the one you want?
I mean, I don't have a whole bunch of guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. My phone is dry.
Okay,
My
there you
phone
go.
is dry. My phone is dry.
So-
but the people that have tried to talk to me are people that have been on social media online, and I let them know I don't play games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play games. If this is not really who you are, and you taking somebody picture, because people do like to catfish, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna stop talking to you. And that's why I said within 24, 48 hours, I usually nip it in the bud.
So-
because I know I can't take people serious like
Right.
that.
Well,
And usually I'm used to
Catfish.
meeting somebody in person.
yeah.
Grown men.
Grown men be catfishing. Yes, grown men be catfishing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, grown men catfish.
Oh,
Women do too.
What?
Yeah.
Grown men definitely
Well,
catfish.
it's not. It shouldn't be a surprise because you got a lot of guys who hide behind this. What they
There's a
call
lot
it?
of African men that do that. There's a lot of African men that do that.
Hey yo.
You know what I'm saying? They come, give these
Trying to get a green
women from
card.
America, and they try to sit up there and have somebody in America and have them send them some money and take care of their home in Africa while they over there living life. Whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that was a whole different.
Because the only reason why I know this is because my aunt, she's had people do that, and I had to let her know this is not what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? This man got a whole nother life. He got a whole nother family. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's something else.
But I got a question for y'all today. I got a question for each and every single last one of y'all.
God bless you. Pray, Lord, thank you, Jesus.
My question is to y'all: can you be with somebody that you don't like, and can you be with somebody who does not give you love and affection, but they claim that they love you?
No.
Yeah. Oh wait, we got
No.
some answers that one time. We got some answers that right quick.
No. Go to
Go ahead.
No.
Go and say no.
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 Hell to no.
You know.
Nah,
If
you
your woman only gave you love and affection every now and then, they say, well, I'm not a hugger, I'm not a kisser like that, would you still feel like she loved you?
If you know that from the door and that you know that's just her personality, not a real affectionate person, and then that's something different.
Yeah.
But if she been loving and affectionate, and then all of a sudden she just
Over time, stop.
Yeah, then you know something happened.
because everybody love and affection can be different. You know,
Right.
songs or I love you. You know,
The five love languages.
nicknames.
The five love languages.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
and then some people are doers and you know they show and prove. So, but just
Because I had this conversation with somebody today, and they don't believe that. I told them, I said, there's a lot of people in relationships right now with people that don't like them. They say that they love them, but they
Comfort.
don't like them.
Mhm.
And the
Comfort.
reason why I say this is people will get with people because it's beneficial, because they're doing something for them. They deal with them because it's got some kind of benefit.
Yeah,
They
insurance.
don't like you.
Yeah, insurance.
They don't like you, but they tolerate you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And for
100%
them,
right.
they couldn't fathom what I was saying. I said in 2025, there's a lot of people in relationships right now with people that don't like them. And when I say don't like them, it's their actions. Their actions give off, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you ask for love and affection, oh, I don't really want to hug right now. Oh, I don't really want to do this right now. It's just certain things. And I'm like, okay, you don't see the news like I see the news, how these women is meeting up with men who claim that they like them or they love them and they don't really, and they turn around and kill them. I'm like, so how can you say that people don't be in relationships that don't like them, but people do. People get in
They definitely
relationships.
do.
It's men that use women. They like
Yes.
what you do, but I don't like you.
Yeah, sometimes it's women using men. It go both
It
sides.
is to be the other way around.
Yeah,
so I
it's a
don't
lot.
see how people can say that.
Yeah.
No, it's out there.
Yeah, it's nonsense. Cause like you said before,
It's out there.
In that way, yeah, because if we start off hugging, we're gonna end hugging. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all that. I always tell people how you got her or how you got him is where you keep her or keep him. How you found him and how you gonna lose him. And so it's a some concept.
Is there such thing as too much affection?
Yes.
If your wife
Yes.
loves to hug and kiss you,
Yes.
is there such thing as too much?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yes. Get the hell off.
Would you rather have affection or none at all? Because the way I think these days is life is short. You know what I'm saying? Life is short.
No, I agree
You
with
can be
you.
gone at any time.
No.
And I'd rather you give me too what I'm saying?
you
But that's just me.
wait, hold on. Yeah, because you asked a question, answer your own self. That's some deep shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. She asked a question, answer her own shit. That's fine. But I'd rather have that somebody who's doing too much than not enough. Because like I said, I'm a thinker, right? Mr. Black, you should know this by now. You should, because you go back and forth. So I'm a thinker, right? So if you stop doing anything to me that you normally do, I'm gonna start thinking about it. I'm gonna question you about it. I don't have no problem. Yo, babe, what's up with this? You ain't been stop doing this. What the hell's going on? Well, you ain't want me to hug you. I don't give a shit if I want you to hug you. Do what you do.
So let me ask y'all this: the one that's married right now,
Everybody.
and you could be in a relationship too. This is my question: if your woman, does your woman have to ask you for a hug, or do you voluntarily just do it?
Voluntary.
I'm telling you, this is the Black
Yeah,
Nation again.
voluntary.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I can know her damn nerves. I'm gonna be honest with you. She said, "Troy, get away from me." I kiss her anyway. In the morning time, I kiss her. When I go home, I come from work, I kiss her. When I don't feel like doing it, I kiss her, hug her, put my leg on her. I do too much.
So you do too much.
I'm
That's
too much.
Dang.
I just said that. No, I ain't got no problem with it.
Well, hold on, but you said the too much person. You gonna say get the hell
House
on.
wait.
That's me.
The house wait.
Because I'm a giver, I don't like to receive.
Right.
I don't want all that shit. Get off me. You damn right, get off me. You're doing too much. I'm watching TV. Yeah. Like if you came to my house, we have flowers on our what that thing called? Our island. What I do is I get flowers once a week. Just put in hours and put them on there because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I treat her same way I treat her now. I treat her even better than I treated her better before. Because I'm a firm believer. If you love somebody, cares about you, gotta treat them like you want the way to get those flowers when you first met her. You wouldn't open the door when you first met her, and I maintain that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes I had to kick myself in the butt, but I realize like sometimes we all fall short. But I do kick myself. I say, "Oh boy, what you doing? You open the door. It's raining outside, or it's whatever." So I open the door. She might say, "No, baby, go ahead. I got it." I still go open the door. She said, "I got it. Get away from me." I said, "You got that. Don't complain when I stop doing it." But yeah, I'm a giver. I don't like too much of attention, all that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Even on the, on the what do you call it? Intimacy. I'm a giver.
So let me ask you this: are you all that's in marriages?
Everybody's married. Everybody.
Okay, so everybody's in a marriage. Okay, cool. So you all that's in marriages, when you give to your woman, are you expecting her to give back to you?
No. Because that shit ain't happening.
Happening?
Not like that all the time. Shit.
Nah, I don't expect it.
Yeah.
All the time.
No, I don't
I'm
expect
not talking about just on your birthday, Christmas, and
Oh no,
anniversary
it's
either.
like that. No, okay, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't expect nothing, man. I'm
No.
like,
So men don't expect to be treated right in a relationship.
I mean,
because
we get treated right. It's not the point of being treated right. It's that we're older, right? It's like that's not a great deal for. Remember, we're more physical. We're more emotional. We're not emotional men, right? We're a different age group, so we're not. Well, I'm not that emotional like that. I don't need it. You give me 1 or 2 a week, 3 a week. I'm good.
I think men get.
That's interesting.
I think that 50-50 thing is
Bullshit.
a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a theory, so I think men get used to if it's 70-30 or 80-20,
Or 90-10.
and you just expect her whatever you need her to be the 80 on.
That's right.
As long as
there
she's
you go.
80
There you
on
go.
that,
There you
then you good.
I couldn't say no better.
So
Yeah.
like as far as like usually taking care of them or giving, you know that's gonna be more on you, and you just expect as long as she whatever that 80 you needed to be on, you cool.
Just be there on it. Yep. Just be on it.
That's it.
Okay, I got another question. I got one more question.
Got too many
My
questions.
other question is, when you all got into your relationships, did you all consider the fact that if you were not able to provide, if something was to happen, you were not able to provide, do you feel like you picked the correct partner that would be able to hold it, I'm going to say hold it up, not hold it down, but hold it up while you recuperated or whatever the case may be? Do you feel like you picked the correct partner in your marriage?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Well,
I did.
I would tell you that this is Black
I've been
Nation.
there
I went
before.
through it already.
Same.
I had an accident in 2002.
Mhm.
And they told my mom and my wife that I had 24 hours to live. And I tell you, my wife came down with my mother, and she took care of me. And I mean, yo, man, it's like a lot of stuff I don't remember,
Mhm.
but she helped me down, up, sideways. She made sure I was on my feet, then she left me. but before she left me, she would make sure I was good. Then we got back together a year and a half later.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Does
so
that make you appreciate her more?
it made me admire her and desire her. And anywhere you can come, that is impossible. No, yes. That's why I give her anything she wants now, because she didn't have to stay with me. You know what I mean? She had to come back. So when she did make sure I was right. She says, "Well, I'm tired." I said, "Okay, I understand. It hurt me, but lo and behold, God did His wonders, did His groove, and we did here now. Now it'll be 30 years. 29 years this July."
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. I see how humble I am. I ain't scared to talk about my past. I ain't perfect.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. More people should be open.
Hallelujah, Shaka
They
Khan.
think relationships seem like it's fairy tale, and it's not.
It's
I don't
not.
know a lot of
It's
people
It's definitely not
understand.
fairy tale.
Matter of
What
fact,
marriage is about. Marriage is a partnership. You have to have a good partner.
Yes.
A partner is somebody that you can work with, because it's like running a business. If that partner is not doing their part, your business is going to fail.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Yes.
think a lot of people don't understand the concept of marriage. Marriage is, okay, we get together,
So-
you know what I'm saying? You got your idea,
Okay.
I got my idea. We're going to try to make these things work, and we're going to try to make these things come together. But if you have a partner who, every time something happens and when things go wrong, they always run it for the road, that's not the type of person that you want in your life.
You know what?
I'm saying?
You know what I think we're gonna do? We're gonna do another podcast on this, on relationship for us. What do you think a marriage really is? What do you think it consists of?
That'd be a good
That'd
time.
be a good topic.
Absolutely.
That'd be a good topic
Absolutely.
because I
Because
think
I think people like the idea of marriage, but they don't like to put in the work
right.
for what marriage is.
Yeah.
Marriage
It's
is about
definitely work.
enduring through things and making it through to make your marriage stronger.
Yeah, because
Not running away when you have problems. And a lot of people
And
run.
look, when you get all this,
wait, hold on. When you say look, she stopped. When I say something, she don't stop.
I don't know. Maybe it's
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, man. I don't know what it is. When you say look, she stopped. Bam. Now I say
I'm
something.
gonna try to listen to what he was saying.
Oh, okay.
when you get all this free game and you go ahead and find this dude, we better all be invited to the wedding. It better be an open bar.
No.
And a good
no,
buffet.
No, it should be no wedding. We gotta sit down with them first. Say, I'm going to this talk show. Say, hey, Vic, come with you to a talk show with me. You guys want to talk to you a little bit. We're going to drop a drink on them. And we appreciate you, stopping by.
Thanks for calling in.
But yeah, we're going to do that one next time. We'll do it with like marriage. What is it? What it takes to hold a marriage? What it takes to keep it together? So we'll do that. Have some people that would just so get more than just your opinion. Have a couple of your friends over there, so we'll get them in. Next, when it will be? 2 weeks? Not next Sunday. Next Sunday?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, you're here. We'll get up at the same time, same that channel, and we'll do the same.
Sounds good.
All right, have a good day.
Take care.
Yep, you guys do the same.
Take care.
See you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, guys, that was a hell of a.
You turn that shit from fucking 10 minutes to 45.
Oh.
She says some good things.
Oh boy, don't do that. Woo! I was saying, go take it out. Take it out. Take it out.
Thanks for joining in with us today. Like the content, like, subscribe.
Woo!